Hello, guys. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you today? How are you all today? Oh, joining you all the way from the state of Ondo, Nigeria. And I would like to know where you guys are joining from, one after the other. So go ahead to the chat and drop your name and where you're joining the call from. Let's get to know each other better. So as usual, the purpose of this call is to help everyone make the most of the forex environment because as we know there's so much we want to move in changing hands day in day out in that environment. So I mean, what better way for us to get our share, right? Good. It's it's always important to take the initiative to go after whatever one desires. It's everyone's right to get whatever they desire. That's one of the special things about being human. You know, being human gives you that divine right to aspire, that divine right to know to be ambitious. That is that divine right to uh, yeah, to desire good. All right. So this environment is one that gives everyone that right to get whatever it is they believe they deserve. So let's go right into the chart and see what we can make of it at this time. All right. As you can see, I'm scalping on the 1 minute time frame right about now, and I just closed a trade. And now I'm planning to. I'm already in another trade, planning to buy all the way to this area. All right, I'm looking at this resistance area as my target price. So the trade is on, and we're ready to make ourselves some money this afternoon. Ready to make ourselves some good money this beautiful afternoon. All right. So as you can see, this is a flag pattern, a bullish flag. So buy entries will be more advantageous. Buy entries would be more advantageous in a bullish flag environment. All right. When okay, I think I entered this trade around the actual. What am I doing? Okay, I actually had multiple entries. About let me see, about four. Good. I had four entries for this trade. All across. Some started from all the way around air, and till I got to this point for the final entry. And thanks to Trevor, they all closed in profit. Yeah, they all did. They did well. They did very well. All right. Let me see, 26.4, 26.76. Okay. There's a slight disparity between my broker price and the price on my chart. So even though I'm already in this trade on my chart, on my broker, this particular trade did not trigger. The one that triggered was the when I entered the execution around there. So right now I have one active trade and two pending orders for this particular move. I would like to join this trade because I'm confident about it. Let me see if it's still a good idea to join an execution at this time. Okay, good. I can still do an execution at this time because I still have about 1.4 risk reward ratio, which is good enough to justify an entry. Just good enough to justify an entry. So I'm gonna do an execution and write it to TP because yes, the trade could come back down to give me a proper entry, and if it does that, I have two pending orders waiting for that. I have two pending orders waiting for that. But in case that does not happen, I'm already in this trade. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm confident about the trade. I believe it's going to go because this is a bullish flag number one. So any bullish move is more advantageous. So when I have a bullish move in confluence with this support, this established support 1, 2, 3, right? It's quite a solid support. So that gives me confidence that it's going to move on to the upside. Now this was the best entry, but I was still in this trade at that time, so I missed this best or entry. That was my plan to enter at this point. But anyway, I closed the trades in profit and I entered around. I entered around there, kind of around there for the execution. Okay, good. I think it's coming to pick up my pending orders. I have two of them waiting for me there. Now my stop loss is here. Let's look at the rationale behind my stop loss. First of all, it is below the latest low. Then also it's below this the previous low below that before this latest low. All right, it's below that as well. So, and this is another resistance here that will act as a as a floor more or less. So there's enough resistance for the price to come below this area. That is why I have my stop loss just at this point. All right, then I can enter with more. How come? Okay, good. I can enter with more confidence, expecting the trade to move to ride in our direction. So let's see how it goes. I'm sure within the next few minutes, this trade is going to give us an outcome. It's going to give us an outcome, and it's surely going to be a positive outcome. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's see another reason. Another reason, because I'll be doing multiple entries, right? So do multiple entries. I would like to see multiple confirmations. I like to see multiple confluences to support the entry. So good. This is another support, right? A trend line broken. So that is a change of character. Or yeah, not really change, but basically not a change of character, but it's a preamble, a prelude to a break of structure. It's a prelude to a break of structure, a prelude to a change of character. So the next thing I want to see is for you to break this previous pivot, this previous swing point. That is what will confirm the break of structure. Before that happens, it has to, this break of trend line is one indication, and you can see it broke and tested the trend line. So this trade is looking good. It's looking quite solid, and it has even tested that same support. And now it's moving up to the upside. So it gave us a tweezer bottom, which was a buy candle pattern. So having all these confirmations in my favor, I'm going to be taking another. I'm going to have taken another entry at this time for this trade. Now all these entries are still within my my risk profile, right? It's still within the risk I can afford, I can accommodate for this trade. That is why I can confidently take entries like this, because they are still within my risk management profile, right? For this trade. Okay, so that's the sound of another buy entry. And right now I have two of my buy entries in profit, and one is still in a small drawdown. I think I took that one at this point. Yeah, I took that one on the high side, which is fine. Which is fine. Like I said, I have two in profit and one in drawdown. The two pending orders that I had at this point did not trigger due to spread. Spread, and also my broker, my my broker spread. Due to my broker spread, the entries that I had at that point did not trigger. But that's all right. That's all right. That is all right. It was just a bit away from it. It was just a bit away from it. The entries. All right. So let's see. Once the trade breaks this resistance area, because this is a support area, right? We have support area. This whole area is gonna be quite tough. All right. So once it breaks it, I expect a retest, and that will be another opportunity to enter the final the final entries before we get to our TP. That will be our opportunity. That will be our cue to take the final entries before the ride to TP. So that'll be around there. So once it breaks this area, I'm gonna set a pending order We'll do a pending order. Okay, oh shoot, my risk reward is already not very nice at this point. But let's see what we can do about that. Let's see what we were gonna do about that. So my entry will be around here. Okay, I'm looking at this resistance, this support. You know, those are critical areas, critical zones, and also this swing point is also very critical. You know, these are the major stumbling blocks for this trade to the major mountains for this trade to overcome. If you want to keep riding to the upside. So that is why I'm using them as my reference point. Yeah, I'm looking for a suitable stop loss area for the entries I'm going to be taking later on. Okay, so I'm looking at this support, right? I would have preferred somewhere closer, but all the areas closer are still far away, so I can't work with that. I will have to rely on the previous ones and hope that they are going to hold. Hope that they are going to hold. Okay, so so that's what I'm looking at. So I don't want to have any entry that is less than one risk reward ratio. That would not be a good one for me. That's not a very good trade for me. So I'm looking at a trade that gives me a good, a reasonably good. Okay, good. That's broken. It's breaking, not broken. That is it's currently breaking the area. Currently breaking this area of resistance, and let's see it break all the way to the upside and continue the ride. So our TP, of course, our TP, yeah, we were looking what was based on this. Our TP was based on these resistances to the upside, and also, of course, based on this major resistance line. So that's the basis for our TP. Those are the basis for our TP. All right, we're moving. Our trade is moving. So um, and some reasonable level of profit. Okay, all my three entries are well in profit right now. All three entries are well in profit right now. I'm looking at, I'm looking at, okay, good. That's broken that area. Now they're looking for a retest. Now I'm looking out for a retest. Now this is my cue to take my pending orders. This is my cue to set my pending orders for the retest. This is my that is my cue to set pending orders for the retest, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm setting my pending orders for the retest. Entry price entered, stop loss 20 versus 1. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to clearing some of this. Okay, it's okay. Let's finish this first. I'll talk about that later. 20. Okay, so my pending order is set. Pending order is set. I got one set. Let me set another one. So I'll have two pending orders at that point. So I'll have two pending orders at that point. By limits. That's if it gets there before I eat it. Okay, I think let me just chill. It's already close to my TP area. It's already close to my TP area. So I don't want to increase my risk at this time. There's not much value in that. And the risk is not really worth it. Okay, so let's be satisfied. Let's stay contented with what we already have. Let's stay contented with what we already have. All right. So I already have one trade. Okay. Um, there has to be a level of confidence in what you're doing. There has to be a level of belief in what you know and what you see and in what you're doing. And from what I see, this trade is still going to go up. It's still going to go up to my TP. So in spite of that, I think I'm fine. So that was the retest we were talking about. That was the retest I was talking about. The retest happened, came all the way to my entry. Quite beautiful, right? came all the way to our entry. What the came all the way to our entry for okay. All right, that's fine. Came all the way to our entry, but unfortunately for us, unfortunately for some of us, broker spread is not accommodating that. So I will need it to come lower for my broker to capture that. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. Let's see if this same broker spread issues affect our take profit points, because so far I've experienced it with my with my take profit points going to the downside for this sell. I experienced the tipping up trade rate, even though it went it touched my TP on this chart due to spread and all. So I want to see what the impact would be like when I'm going to the upside. Right now, it's well in my zone, in my entry area, but the trade is not the trade is not getting triggered on my. It's not getting triggered. Okay, let me see. 2, 6. Wow, this spread is crazy right now. Like spread is not is that serious? I didn't realize that this spread is really was this serious. Like it's really huge. It's really huge, right? Okay, I think it's not necessarily the spread. What I'm saying, okay, I think it's not really an issue of spread. It's an issue of the price for the brokers. The price of my trading platform's broker is different from the price of the broker I'm doing this analysis on. I think I'll need to work on that. That's good to know. That's good to see, and it's an opportunity to address that. So the price on my broker is more than is higher than this. It's closer to this. Wait, hold on. It seems all over the place. Same 2.27. Yeah, 27 points. Yeah, it's closer to what I have there. Good. This. I think this is what I have on my broker. This is what I have on my broker. 6 4 7 8. It's even higher than this. It's even higher than this. So the price on my broker is actually, yeah, it's yeah, even though it's higher than this, it's closer to this than to this. Let's see XAU USD. Okay, no, it's not as high as that. It's not as high as this. Okay. So I think I've gotten some valuable detail by scalping. I've gotten some valuable points by scalping. When I'm doing the larger time frame trades like intraday trading, this small pip difference may not really matter that much. But when you're scalping, every pipette matters. It matters so much when you're scalping. So that is what happened to me right now. You know, that is what I just experienced. Okay, I'm seeing a double top. I'm seeing a double top. It failed to break this resistance. Yeah, that is not a good sign, but I want to believe it's going to break it eventually because there's really not. I can't see any major resistances around there. The major resistances are higher than this. So okay, it's okay. I'll stay in the trade. I'll stay in the trade. I'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I expect it to break this area maybe on the third or the fourth attempt. Let's see what happens. I'm still in the trade. I'm still very much in the trade and riding it to TP, riding it to take profit. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go delete the entries that I had. Okay. What I'm seeing right now. This is interesting. Okay, good. Okay. I've seen what happened. Okay, so good. The trade has been triggered. The trade has been triggered. I just noticed it has been triggered already. Probably got triggered around here. Right, good. Good. Okay, so let me delete the ones that I set for these areas earlier. They are still active, and I wouldn't want that to get triggered when I don't intend for them to be triggered. The time that I wanted them to trigger has already passed. So it's always good to stay on top of your chart, on top of your analysis. Okay, this trade looks like it has done its move to the upside. It gave us a double top, which was a very powerful sell, but very powerful reversal indication, and now it's going to the downside. So I'm going to start closing my orders. I've closed the most profitable one. I would anyway. They are still in profit. They are still in profit. So this one was just another trade that did not trigger. I guess that didn't work out. Shoot. No, honestly, I don't like closing my trades in losses, no matter what. I'd rather close them. I've learned to close them in profit, to wait for the price to return to profit before I close. So one of my trades right now is in a loss, even though it's a small drawdown. I'll wait for it to return to profit before I close. If it goes back to the stop loss point, then that's fine. My stop loss was a point where I was very comfortable with in the first place, so I don't mind the trades going to stop loss. So I'd rather wait for you to come back. I'd rather wait for you to come back to profit before I close my trades. Okay, good. Back in profit. Told you to come back. All right, so that was closed in profit. So all my trades were closed in profit, and we are in a good profit overall. We scalped a lot, right? I went out two scalping trades, and both of them made me some money. I'm happy about that. I'm quite happy about that. So I think this is good enough. Now I'll be focusing more on buy entries at this time because this is a buy. This is a bullish pattern, right? So selling with the risk with selling is higher than the risk with buying. Because the buy pattern it has a very high chance of buying. So the risk that I'll take to take buy entries will be much lower than the risk I'll take in for buy entries. Okay, this trade looks like it's still gonna go to our TP, but anyway, that's fine. We didn't lose anything. We still made some money. So and we are safe. Let's see what happens. Right now it's in the middle of the zone, and we don't trade in the middle of the zone. We do not trade in the middle of the zone, except we are already in the trade and we're just managing whether adding to our positions or otherwise. But we don't start new trades, or I don't start new trades in when a trade is currently running. So that is that is one of my disciplines. So let's see what happens. Let's allow this trade to settle down. Let's allow it to settle down. We get to okay for the touch. I can still take a sell. But it's the fourth touch on this resistance that I would not take a sell because the fourth touch, the fourth moves are not promised. So the 1, 2, 3 is still okay. The fourth one usually breaks. So I'm not gonna do the fourth one. I can afford to do the third one. But yeah, well, yeah, more reasonable exposure. Yeah, more reasonable exposure. That is what I can afford to do with this trade. That is what I will do with this trade. That's what I will do with this trade. Okay. We made ourselves some money already today. I like that. Just came on now and just scalp the market. So that's the beauty of concentration. When you're focused on one thing, and when you understand what you're doing, you've seen it happen over and over and over and over again. It starts to get like you start to understand what you need to do. Whether I'm an intraday, whether I'm a swinger, whether I'm a scalper, doesn't matter at this point. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm looking out for. I know what I identified. I know what I identify with, and I've identified with channels. Yesterday I identified with channels. And channels are basically my money making machine right about now. Channels are basically my money making machine right about now. Come on, guy, what are you doing? Are you coming up or down? You wanna come up, come up. Let's write you down. Now come up. Let us ride you down, ride you all the way down, down, down. All right, let's ride it all the way down. I hope you guys are getting some value from what we're doing right now. I want to believe you're getting some real value from what you're doing right now. For those of you that were able to join on the trades, good, nice. I love that. You have to be sharp. You have to be fast. You have to be on your toes when you're in the market. You have to be ready to make money. And for those of us that are basically at the stage where all you want to do is consume information, all you can do is observe and learn. Take notes. Take notes. Have your pen and your jotter, or have your note application open on your mobile device and take notes. These notes are gonna be valuable for you. These notes are the things that will take you to the next level of towards the direction you would like to get to in this environment. So notes are invaluable. They are invaluable parts of your experience of growth in forex. Do not underestimate the value of taking good, good quality notes. So, what am I looking out for? I'm seeing a sell, I'm seeing a down move, but it doesn't matter. I've told you guys it's in the middle. Whatever happens, I'm okay. So, if it comes down, in fact, I'm waiting for it to come down and catch another buy. This is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for it to come down and catch another buy. But the buy can happen at any point. It can happen at this point. Okay, this is a EMA. Good. It can happen at this point. Okay, buy can happen at this point. Oh shoot. It can happen at this point. At this week. And the buy can also happen at this point. Now, depending on what it's trying to do, that can also happen at this point. So good. So these are the three areas that I expect the market to move from, and I'm gonna set my pending orders to respect each of those three areas. But before I start that, let me prepare my stop loss area. Where am I looking out for as my stop loss? Where am I looking out for as my stop loss? Okay, okay. I can't really see any major standout points. The points that I see are already covered. So we're gonna have a very, very sweetly tight stop loss. Okay. So this would have been the ideal stop loss. This would have been the ideal stop loss for some of the trades. Let's see. Where it is right now is also fine for a stop loss. Where it is right now is also fine for a stop loss. Like I said, the ideal stop loss would be below this. So, okay, good. So let me make contact with some of our buy entries so we can start entering our buys at this time. Let me see. Our take profit will be here. This will be our take profit. So let's see how far the stop loss can go. And it's going to influence our plans when it comes to stop loss. Okay, I think this is how far it can go. Okay, I think we are fine with the stop loss we have right now. I think we are fine with the stop loss we have right now. It's good enough. I think we'll stick with this. So this will be our stop loss for this trade. We're going to stick with this as our stop loss for this trade. Guys, this is gonna be our last trade for this session. Should be our last trade for this session. Ideally, we already. Oh, good lord! What just happened? What just happened? What just happened? We're not in the trade yet. We are not in the trade yet. We are still doing our analysis. But the market already told us, they gave us a few signs of what it's trying to do. It already gave us a few signs of what it's trying to do. So we're waiting. I'm waiting for a sell. I'm waiting for a sell signal candle. Waiting for a sell signal candle before entry. The momentum for this move is quite heavy, and that tells us that there's a possibility of a sell happening. So for us to enter early buy, we need to see some form of confirmation, some form of signal, some form of indication for sell. Okay. Meanwhile, let me see if there's any divergence happening around there. Let's see if there's any divergence happening around through our RSI. Let's see what our RSI has to show us if there's any divergence happening. Okay. Okay, there's no divergence. The RSI is acting normally. There's no divergence. There's nothing special about what is happening on the RSI. It's doing what it's expected to do. It's acting quite reasonably well. Let's see this let's see this divergence indicator. Let's see what that one has to offer us. That'll be our final check. Okay, same thing. There's no there's nothing happening in terms of divergence. It's basically moving with the price. Okay, that's fine. So let's observe. I'm looking out for, okay. I'm seeing some buy indications, some buy candle patterns. Now this inverse long wick candle is a buy candle formation. Then we have the doji, and then we have an impulse candle. Good. So this is a buy signal. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna buy at this point, and then wait for a retest, for a retracement, and then take a proper buy entry. Our stop loss will be here below. That will be our stop loss. So take profit will be don't worry to come back. There's no rush. It will come back to us. There's no rush. This will be take profit. There's no rush, guys. It will come back to us. Right? Good. There's no rush. Okay. So that's our entry. That's our trade. I'm setting the orders now. It's not coming to us. I'm not joining this trade now. It has to come back to us, and I'm confident that it's gonna come back to us. At least to pick us up. I talked about joining at this point when this impulse candle was moving. But I was still finalizing my analysis at that point. And the idea was to take an execution there, join the ride with one, and then wait for the retest to join to add to increase my position in that trade 2027. So hang on, the trade has moved already. The trade has moved already. We are not in the trade. We are not in the trade. Just hang on. If it goes on all the way to TP, then that's fine. That's fine. It's a good thing that our analysis is working out because we're able to notice this inverse long wick candle as a buy candle formation. Like I said, all right. So that was I said I was waiting for a bullish candle formation before this printed, and this printed, and then we had this doji candle, which is an indecision candle. Then we have the impulse candle, which was our final buy confirmation. So this trade is doing well as we expected. Let's see what happens in the next few minutes. That is going to determine. Okay. Meanwhile, I think it's fair. It's okay for us to set our pending orders, and if it gets to TP before it comes back to our pending orders, then we'll delete those pending orders. That's how we'll delete those pending orders. If it triggers, if it gets to any of the extremes before our pending order is triggered. So you can hear that. That is one pending order set. Let's get our second entry. The second entry is at this point. Okay, so let's set another pending order, another buy limit for that. Those of us that can take the trade, go ahead and take the trade and make yourself some money this beautiful day. Entry is there, stop loss is there, take profit is there as well. Now, because this is a bullish pattern and we are basically taking entries in line with the bullish pattern, I'm also going to be having open trades. That is trades that does not have a take profit yet. It's coming. It's coming back to us. So I'm gonna be having open trades that do not have. Oh shoot! Yeah, this is the best I can do. Oh, it already triggered. Okay, good. Now execute. Execute a trade at this point. Execute a trade at this point. This is okay. Good. This is the entry. All right. So once we have one trade executed at that point, then you can continue setting your pending orders for the other point. Buy by market. Good. I'm in the trade. I'm in a trade. Just one. I'm in just one trade at this time. I'm in just one trade at this time. I'm waiting for another entry confirmation before I take another trade. Okay, what I can do is I don't have an open trade yet, so let me take another entry, and then that will now be my open trade. The ones I have, the ones I am in right now, already has a take profit. So I'm going to let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with this one. Uh, Move. If it moves, fine. If it moves, fine. But I don't wanna. Shoot. Okay, that was our buy signal as a bullish momentum candle. So buy by market. All right, that wasn't the best of trades, but that wasn't the best of entries. But I'm in it already. I got my confirmation, and I wanted to have an open trade. I have right now. I have two pending orders with lower entries, with lower entry price, and I have two execution already active. One is deep in profit right now, while the other one is yeah, the other one uh is right now is in the drawdown due to spread, due to spread, and also due to the difference in my broker price versus the price that I have here. I think it's about time I do that. I address this. I don't want to continue having because this is okay. Yeah, I don't want to. So this is the broker that has the closest to my. This is the chart that have the closest to my broker price. So I'm going to elevate it to the top. Good. So I'll be continuing this trade on I'll continue this trade on that broker on this chart, so that I will have you know I will have similar I will have similar entries. I'm seeing a possible update of the bullish pattern. So that's why I made that adjustment. That's why I made that adjustment. So, all right. So this is where I'll be taking my next entries. All right, guys. That'll be all for today. So let's see you guys just watch out. Right now, my trades are all in profit. My trades are all in profit, and watch out for the trade TTP. That'll be all for today, guys. Take care. Have a good time. Have a good day, and continue to make the most of this environment.